John. I think obviously any game plans get thrown out of the window when you get a red card, after 12 minutes. Then it just becomes about grit, determination and desire, right? So it took us a while to figure things out, to figure out the spacings, and credit to Dallas. They really gave us a good game. So, Nico runs a tight ship there, and he does a great job. And just excited for the group. Come out the half, making a bunch of changes, getting attacking guys on the field, getting attacking options through the width and the wings. And I think just, it was a matter of time. We certainly bent them to the point of breaking. So, I'm really proud of the boys. We huffed and we puffed and we finally broke them down. So these games are tricky. I've been involved in many of these games, and walked away sometimes with a loss, walked away sometimes with a tie. But again, credit to everyone off the bench. Credit to Nukvi, everyone, Anthony, Rasmus had a great game. Everyone contributed, chipped in. And I thought as a collective, you could see, what we stand for and the type of goals we score. You can walk down the aisle of doubt. When these things happen, we get to playing slow and delays, and it just catches up with us. And to break that mindset mentality, we needed to get in the locker room and just almost reset the brains and the bodies, and almost show gaps of where we are with a man up. So credit to the boys for the second half application and performance.
Is this kind of game, as it goes on and on, does it just seem like maybe it's going to be one of those nights where you can't solve?
Yeah, you have to believe, though. You have to believe, and sometimes you have to earn and will yourself to the win, right? You have to create a bit of chaos, you have to create a bit of havoc, you have to be brave to play balls in the box, you have to do a couple of things that, usually think you've got the extra man, you should play more safe and really be strategic and methodical about how you're going to break them down. So sometimes you just have to throw the kitchen sink at them and bend the opponent, right? And force mistakes and force dangerous crosses and force these types of things. We changed systems. We changed, we put it just about every attacking player we had on the field. So within the system, we threw the kitchen sink at it too, right? So, but still without losing our head. And I'm disappointed for the last 30 seconds of the game. But I think you could see that there was a hunger in the boys. I think there was a determination and a desire to get these 3 points. These 3 points meant so much to us tonight for the bigger picture, right? We have 3 more home games left. And we know every home game is vital for us in terms of our quest for glory or quest for playoffs or quest for home berth playoffs. So, we'll just keep on doing what we're doing.
Brad, what did it feel like when you heard the crowd respond to Klaus coming onto the field?
Yeah, it's amazing. You can sense you can feel a bit of confidence within the crowd, and a bit of confidence, that boosts Klaus to another level, right? So for sure he hasn't got the stamina in his body to last, more than 30 minutes right now. So we're building him up strategically. But you can see when he comes on, he's a handful. He occupies these center backs. He's savvy with his body. He uses his feet well. He brings others into play. So yeah, I'm excited to have everybody on this roster that's getting stronger, healthier, fitter, and creating a little bit more of weapons off the bench. Starting, teams that we start with Jared Stroud and Rasmus Alm, just the workman-like blue collar, and then we can break teams down with the rest of the guys that come off the bench. So that was today's game plan, and I'm happy for everybody as a collective.
You mentioned Alm. Can you speak a little more about just ways he impacted the game from your vantage point tonight?
Yeah, he's very dangerous in the half spaces. He's clean and tight, with his ball control in the pockets. But then he's a big weapon when he's out wide and can get crosses in, right? He's dynamic. He shows a sense of urgency, but he's also he doesn't fatigue. He just runs all day long, and he gets back and does whatever is needed for the team. So we had him playing as a wing back at the end of the game. We had a 5 and attacked in a 3, so we were a little bit flexible down the wide areas, and that's, we showed intent with Anthony Mulcahy coming in the game, with Rasmus Alm, the different nuances we gave to his game, and I thought he responded ever so well, as the Jubs as a right center back at times. So yeah.
Hey coach, I wanted to ask about Marcanic a bit, just because he comes from Colorado in a system where he's struggling to find playing time. Then he comes here and has 2 goal contributions within his first 2 matches. What have you kind of seen from him that you've liked from him so far?
You just look at DNA and profile, right? You look at DNA, he runs, he's got a good technical ability, and shows great urgency and energy. So that's all tools that we need to play our system and philosophy. So, when we went through video with him, he was like, yeah, coach, this is who I am. I like this excites me. So I think you can see a sense of enjoyment in his game. I think he brings an added quality to us when we need to break down the opponent. I think he gets in dangerous areas in the final third, and credit to him. And he wills himself to, I don't know if he was on the goal, or I don't know if he scored or if they gave it an own goal. I'm not sure yet. But he wills himself to a successful moment. So you only do that with confidence, enjoyment, and desire. So I'm happy for Anthony.
Coach, kind of playing off of that, 2 new faces, 2 new goal scorers, assuming that it's not an own goal. How important is that for some new faces to not only get the goal, but to get the goal at home and kind of build that momentum for them with their new teams?
Yeah, I mean, it's good for integration of the team. I mean, we had an approach at the beginning of the season to recruit really humble, modest, professional human beings. So obviously the human beings and the soccer players we recruited have certain skill sets, right? So that we see certain skill sets so early on with Nurkvi and Anthony is just credit to everyone in the club, making these players feel welcome, because they have a certain skill set that we need, right? It's not always easy to just hit the ground running, but I think it's the environment we've created. I think we built a culture around here that's accepting. I think everyone feels they have a chance, and everyone, when they get the effort, when they get the opportunity, they know that anything can happen for them, right? So and these guys are hungry. They stay on the field longer. Nurkvi, we have to force him off the field. He takes 13 shots every single day after training, and sometimes we're like, Nurkvi, it's a little bit too much today, credit to these guys to be open, to willing to learn for new principles, for new tactical profiles, and little nuances about the game that they might have not known. So it's an enjoyment to show that once again the collective wins in our system.
And you always talk about the newness. There's a lot of newness. There's always a different starting lineup. But to your point, you found a lot of leaders and you found a lot of confidence in this group. So can you speak to the fact that a lot of these guys, even when it's their first shot, they are continuing to show up and be leaders no matter how old they are?
Yeah, we don't want to create a system of you have to, right? We want to create a system of expression within a system, within a profile, right? Within a tactical philosophy. And I think through the culture of what we've done, whether it's been team building, whether it's been off the field, discussions, breakout sessions, or just on the field principles and discipline of what we're trying to do, and show conviction and belief. So we've just created a will and a belief to want to achieve the next level, right? We've created some of maybe people sitting in the room have helped us create that edge as well, because we wanted to prove people wrong. So this is another way of belief, right? So Anthony joins us, not getting minutes. He wants to show that he can. Nurkvi, he wants to show that he can. So we've created an environment that, we want to express ourselves. We're all different artists. We're all driven by ego, but how can we just, inject that into something positive for the group? And again, we don't believe we're anything special. We just believe that, we stick to our way.
Coach, obviously Dallas had a very stingy defense, one of the lowest goals allowed in all of the MLS, and especially after the red card early on. Just talk about breaking them down and breaking down that big block that Dallas had in front of their goal. Yeah,
it's one of the things that obviously pressing teams have always had problems breaking down teams, right? And I've been part of teams that struggled to break down 8 versus 10 outfield players, and we go and tie the game a couple of years back. So I know how difficult it can be, right? And it's one breakaway the other way and we're a goal down. So we don't want to be reckless, we don't want to be random with our intentions, and for us to strategically, without losing patience, right, strategically break an opponent down and wear an opponent down. And our way, the players that we train every day, the way we play, the system we play is really tiring, right? It breaks our players down sometimes, just in terms of training load, right? So we just think accumulatively, what can that do to the opponent, right? So the longer the game goes on, we all had belief that it's just a matter of time until something happens, right? So I thought we didn't give much away, and again, credit to Dallas. They really are a stingy defense, and we lost to them in the first round, in Dallas over 2 legs, which was still something crazy, but we knew how hard it was there to break them down as well. So, I'm just proud of my boys.
Berkey, had to make a couple good saves in tight situations there when they got the ball in close, and that looks like that obviously loomed large in the game.
Yeah, it's just one moment away, right? It's one moment away. It's one slip from Tim at midfield or whatever, right? It's just one moment. And again, yeah, Roman comes up big once or twice, which was massive. You know, I just feel sorry for him for the last goal because he doesn't deserve that. He hasn't earned that. But again, we're in good spirits, and we know the value of these 3 points was massive today.
Get a little heated on the field there after the game
With what?
with players from teams. You looked like you were upset.
With the players.
You were upset with somebody, possibly a Dallas assistant. I don't know.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so I mean, when we scored the second goal, I celebrate to the home fans, right? I think one of the assistants took it out of context, and I have a really good relationship with Nico, so I just wanted to clarify that with Nico, and Nico understands. He knows me as a person, so you know, we just cleared it up, and I wanted to be sure that we're on. You know, we give these guys something nice in the locker room when they arrive. So we respect the opponent, and you know, for us, it's got nothing to do with anything throwing anything in anybody's face. So. You know, there was just a misunderstanding.
Gerald had a great game in the back, especially when it came to shutting down a lot of those long balls that were coming to the defense. You combine that with the game we saw from Akil Watts playing so far up and almost a right back role. Can we see more 3 and back 5? Is that something that opens up more possibilities for you guys going forward?
Yeah, it does. I mean, we were playing a 4 defensively, and then in the first half rolling out Akil higher, you know, as a 3-4-3, 3-4-2-1. So we rolled out different formations, you know, and then. Yeah, as the game goes on, you know, they get the red card. So again, we don't need 3 at the back. We only need 2 versus 1 against their strikers. So they defend in a 4-4-1. It gets a lot technical, but yeah, I mean, it does give us options. And sometimes you go through the opponent vertically. Sometimes you have to go around the opponent. So you have to take what the game gives you. And we thought for this opponent, that was the game plan, but it changed after 12 minutes. So yeah, then we came a little bit of a frustrating last 30 minutes of that half, but then we recalibrated, recorrected, and got a new system in place, and then that kicked in. So,
Coach, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.